Well, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin.
I'm Tarsha.
And this, of course, Conversations with the Crawleys, where we have conversations about faith, family relationships, and recaps, reviews, commentary on some of our favorite TV shows. This one is dedicated to the new show that we're watching, that we're kind of digging, Ladies Who List Atlanta. So if this is content that you enjoy and you want more of it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like, request notifications,
and share.
And of course, as always, we will see you, meet you, greet you in the comments. All right. So we did our first review of it, did episode 1 and 2. It left off with that big fight at the end of everybody, or at least Robin, being triggered.
Right. Ding, 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 ding. Trigger. That is the word of the day. What is the word of the day?
Triggered, ladies and gentlemen. Triggered.
Trigger. You gotta say trigger.
So we end up with Crystal basically telling Tiana to mind her business.
Okay, hold on. We can't. So Tiana's like, okay, stop. Stop, Crystal. I'm thinking you're the one that's causing the fire to be raging.
You're triggering her.
You're not only saying it, but you're the trigger. You keep pulling back because you're the trigger. Stop. And then she go, we besties. What?
Friends. How many of us have them? Friends.
I'm so confused right now.
Listen.
Someone on the outside is saying, hey, maybe if you calm down and stop talking, maybe she'll calm down and stop talking. But then you interrupt her talking about, we're best friends. I know how to handle this. Obviously, you don't know how to handle this.
Right.
Obviously, you're the one that's making her even more upset.
You're triggering the trigger.
Triggering the trigger.
So Tiffany and Tiana are like, you know what? I'm not into this. We're out.
She was like, let me get out of here. She was like, her feet were going like, oh, I got to get out of here.
So we've been married long enough. I could tell when your shoes have like reached their time limit. I think Tiana's shoes had reached their time limit. She was just like trying to. But they were, so then Crystal was still left talking with Kiana and with Kira.
Correct.
And basically, I don't know why she was acting this way. And it was just like, they were having a conversation. Yes, the two of them, in some respects, Kiana and Kira, in some respects, ganged up on her. Well, Kiana brought up her issue.
Right.
And then she didn't like the way she responded. Right. And then Kira's like, Instagram. You stopped following me on Instagram. And that just continued to now snowball the whole thing, right?
Because my thing is this. Someone's bringing you together and making a proposal, correct?
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, she thought enough of you. This is what we keep forgetting. She thought enough of you to say, I want to do business that creates money to bring you in. So I'm going to hear you out.
Right.
And then they said, the word says, when you have
what does it say?
It says, when you have fought with your brother, to go to your brother, not your brother and the whole group.
Right.
So they should have separately say, okay, let me just hear you out. Why did you think of me? Those are the questions. Well, why did you think of me? And then as she shared why she felt to bring you in, okay, well, let me follow up with you. Tiana had a good point. Can you give us something in writing, something to look at, a little bit more tangible? Could be something. And then guess what? Enjoy your night.
Right.
You're hanging out. The vibe in the place looked nice. Everybody turning around to look at you.
And Kira, we find out, took off her shoes because she was getting ready to fight.
She was like, there's going to be a fight. How is there going to be a fight? We're grown women.
Grown professional women, right?
Supposedly. I'm in an establishment with mixed company.
Right.
I'm not going to be representing my skin color because that's what you're doing at this point. And as a woman, allowing someone to stereotype or stereotypical or
call you a stereotypical angry black
woman.
Right.
In a restaurant.
Yep.
But the only thing you can think about is that you need to take off your shoes. Because
she stopped following you on Instagram.
And that's what we're gonna really fight over that right now.
And then Crystal starts crying because, she's hurt by Robin's reaction. It's like, but you caused it.
You started the pot.
You helped it, right?
You started the pot.
You threw gasoline on the fire.
And she got burned.
Yep. So that ends that night, right?
Right.
Robin goes to her happy place. So she goes to yoga, and kind of has her moments.
Namaste.
Yeah, namaste. She, right. But she was talking about how she felt angry and attacked, which say what you will about Robin, but I can agree that when you're coming into that situation, you're trying to again present something to everybody.
Right.
It would have been better. I think everybody agrees. It would have been better if Kiana and Kira had addressed their concerns separately.
Right.
But when they just kind of piled one after the other, and then Crystal,
right,
instead of defending her friend,
so because they're besties,
having her friends back, she joins in.
Right.
So.
Because I'm like, you already knew when you invited them, because Crystal did the inviting, that they had some grievances.
Right.
Okay, so we're best friends, right? I invite these people. Then I would come back to you, Robin. Some of these people are looking at me sideways.
Right.
Because they're asking, why did you invite them?
Right.
For instance, Kiara, she has this.
Right. Right.
That's what Kiana
that's what you
has
do
this.
Absolutely.
So I'm letting you know they may try to address this in the meeting.
Right.
So what is your game plan going to be?
Exactly.
If they come out shooting shots.
Exactly.
That's what you would tell your best friend.
Yeah.
I mean, so you would be perfect. Because she said, and we'll probably talk about this when she gets to that part, about feeling like I was caught off guard. Yeah.
Because Robin's also said that she has a hard time believing that women are a safe zone for her. And that's because Robin's experience or her background is that she was pregnant at 16 and kicked out the house, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think if I remember, for her, her mom had also been pregnant at 16.
Correct.
So her mom had also been, so it's like the person that should be understanding is turning me away. So Robin has some trust issues with women based upon past hurts, right? Kiana's meeting with her or sitting, not meeting, like they got a set time, right?
I almost feel like they do have a set time. Like she could have been like in her whole outfit sitting at the pool. I mean, I guess it's possible.
It's possible.
Or maybe you just want to get an aerial shot that you got a pool.
Yep.
I'm just saying. Hey, love the pool.
So she meets
pool.
with her husband. They talk. And she does say that she likes Robin, but she doesn't like what she did.
Right.
And did you all notice the number of contracts that she had went up? Originally 27. It was 26. Now it's 29.
Right.
And she's sticking with that 29. But the first 2 episodes, it was 26.
It was 27. She said 27.
Okay, I'll give you that. But
said,
by the end of this season, it's going to be about 42 that she's going to say that she had under contract.
But anyway, she was like, which I'm glad she brought out. I would rather her say, Robin, even at the event, I really like you as a person, but I'm still hung up on the fact when I was in transition. And there was a way for her to say that.
Right.
While I was in transition, you tried to charge me. So.
Yeah. So she says that she's going to meet with Robin alone, which is probably the best idea. That should have happened before this all ladies meeting.
That's true. They could have got their grievances out sooner.
Right. Even if it was
a phone call.
I get the information that she wants to meet with me. Well, before we meet all together, I probably need to go and address some things with her. That way, maybe I don't even need to come to that bigger thing, right?
Right.
Because if we can't get past it on a one-to-one basis, it's no sense to me coming to the business meeting in the second place,
There
right?
we go.
And then Tiana and Tiffany, who are good friends, they talk. And Tiana says that she feels that Crystal stoked and provoked the activity.
I agree.
We agree.
I agree.
100%.
100%. And for Crystal not even to hear Tiana, who's an outside voice, for her to like listen for a moment, like, oh, okay, my bad. Hey, I'm gonna chill out.
And even Tiana was like, who wasn't triggered?
Right. I would have been triggered. I was like, oh my God. You done put some new trauma on my.
Still doing her Oprah impression. You get a trigger. You get a trigger. You get a trigger.
I was just like, you're not a therapist.
Right.
So if you don't know how to use the word, leave the word alone.
Exactly. Speaking of therapists, Crystal does go meet with her therapist.
Right. Which, thank God she has one.
Right.
Because it seems like she's not self-aware. So,
Yep.
so it's good that she, and I'm confused because Crystal and Robin had a little tiff before we even got to the meeting.
Right.
And I don't know when she talks to a therapist, but you're telling me you never brought Robin up to your therapist?
Right.
Because I can't believe this is the first time they've had issues.
Right.
Because by the time we get to the dinner, Crystal act like this is normal. This is how we operate.
Right. This is what I've got to do. She comes off like, this is what I got to do to keep my friend okay.
Right.
And so if that's the case,
right,
then you would have mentioned that to your therapist beforehand.
Right.
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 Because the therapist is like, no, you haven't mentioned her. And she says Robin's never been a problem for them to discuss, which does, again, it does not make sense.
That doesn't sound
because
right.
if Robin had never been a problem for you before,
right,
then why are you jumping to her saying you're triggered and trying to hold her back,
right,
and trying to keep her calm,
right,
when she's never been an issue before, right?
Right.
And then she does acknowledge that Robin was being attacked, and this is what she said: she felt that Robin was received better than the other two. Well, here's the thing: if you see somebody getting jumped, don't go to the person that's getting jumped and be like, you need to calm down.
Right.
You need to take a break. No, you go to the two people that are doing the jumping and try and get them pulled back off your friend.
Mm-hmm. That's how you do that. Because I was like telling you, I said, why does she feel like she had to be her savior?
Right.
Now, that might not be your story, that you had kids at an early age. Mm-hmm. You were able to go to college because she's a lawyer.
Right.
So that means she had to be educated, right?
Right.
And my understanding, Crystal has...
Yeah. Go ahead. I was going to say something else, but go ahead.
Crystal has no kids.
Right.
So...
At least that we know of.
That we know of, right? She hasn't brought it into any of the storyline.
Right.
So where are you coming from? Mm-hmm. That we have something in common. Mm-hmm. Enough for you to feel like you understand my pain to the point where you have to be the savior, right, in this. And
yes, you all may have been friends for a long time. You may have watched her go through some things, but that's still, and so it's just, And then she does also acknowledge that her continuing saying you're triggered may have triggered Robin.
No, it's no man.
No, but this is what she's saying.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
She's saying it may have triggered her. Yeah, Crystal.
May have.
You triggered your homegirl.
I would have said, I said the word trigger, and she seemed to get upset. Therapist, do you think I could have caused that? Let the therapist help you to understand that, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, you did.
So, Kira then is now showing another condo to B. Simone. Because y'all remember the last one she showed was...
She's the only one showing property.
Right, yeah.
She the only one like, I still got to make
money.
Well,
no, because Tiana's meeting with a seller. So Tiana's working too.
That's true.
But Kira showing this condo, and this was much better. This was a much better...
It was yes. Yeah. It was a lot better.
But she also recognizes that she needs more space.
Correct. And that's why it's like, hey, maybe she should talk to Tiana. And then you're like, I don't know if she can take that other space.
Yeah.
2-floor condo.
Yeah, she ain't balling like that. I don't think I think B. Simone balling, but I don't think she balling on the 1.5 mil. That's just me. I don't know. I don't know her too much. All right. Tiffany does meet with Robin.
Right.
Because she's like, I felt sorry for her. She's like, I felt bad.
Right.
That of how it went down.
Because even Tiffany felt like she was being beaten up. Now, here's someone, again, this is an outside person,
right, who's
identifying an issue, who doesn't know about a lot about all parties involved.
Right.
And she was like, didn't she just mention something about mental health? So now I know why Robin's in Crystal's face.
Right.
I get that. And how can she be a help? How can she be there for her? Because she's like, I've been through something similar.
Yeah.
So.
And then Tiana does meet with the seller. Nice place.
Nice.
Nice place.
2-story.
Yeah.
And he's like all the furnishings to go with it.
He hooked it up. He did it right.
He put some money in.
And she's wanting to list it at 1.5. We don't know where that stands because
Right.
they kind of cut. Editing was a little strange.
Right. I thought they was gonna go back to for him.
But we didn't. Maybe we missed it, but we didn't see it. So we'll see how that plays out. Because again, part of why we watch this show is also the real estate. We love real estate. And then at the end of the episode, Robin is meeting with Kiana, and they do work to clear the air.
Correct.
They do work to,
Correct.
This is why I felt the way I did. And Robin is like, okay, I get that because she knows that she was going through some things at the time.
Right.
So again, great conversation, but should have happened before this other stuff. But would we be talking about this show if they didn't?
Maybe not. Or they would have put it in the show, right? Yeah. So that, I don't know. I just think that we should understand one another when we go through different things. Right. And someone saying at the time, I didn't know if anyone else would care about what I'm going through. Right. Or you find out because of something in their childhood, that's just how they respond. Right. Because I believe that Robin may care about her feelings. That's why she apologized. But for her, she's like, I have to learn to move on when people mistreat me. Right. Because I feel like that's what she's saying. She's like, look, my mother abandoned me. I could have been still in that place. Yep. But I got money and a hustle to make. Right. We can do business together. Are you allowing this to keep us from doing business? Exactly. Because she said at the end of the day, where I am as far as my feeling is that they're in the back burner. I'm trying to get this bread.
Listen, you can have emotional damage, but when it comes to money, you need to leave them emotions over here, handle business, and then come back and deal with your emotions, right?
Right. And we can understand that is it healthy? No, that you're still trying to work through things and you have to continue to work.
But you've got to compartmentalize, right?
You do.
You've got to, okay, you do. I'm angry about this, but I can't allow this to keep me from doing what I need to do here. And I think Robin has learned how to do that. And that also may come off why when she's like, can we get past it? It seems dismissive to Kiana when it's not necessarily dismissive. There's a bigger picture that maybe we want to take a look at. Right. And then one thing also, Kira was acting like Robin was checking for her when she was showing the hotel to B. Simone. She was like, we got to get out of here because somebody else works downtown. It's Atlanta. It's big. It's not that big, but it's big enough where, and plus, I don't think Robin's going to be trying to check for you and come after you. Again, because all that happened is that she stopped following you on Instagram.
Right. And so the point is that you have to move on. Because there's going to be more people that are going to stop following you. Some people just follow you so they can get some of your followers. Right. So maybe she was doing that. So why would you be upset? Because she wasn't even looking. She wasn't checking for you then either.
Sometimes I don't know if it still happens, but I know sometimes for whatever reason there's an error where you get unfollowed or you stop following people. I've had it happen where they didn't create a new account. I just for whatever reason had to refollow them. It's okay. It's social media. It's all right. You'll survive. But that's it for this episode. We'll see what happens next episode. And we're enjoying the season, seeing how things go. Definitely make sure you watch the other content that we have, the other shows that we review. And yes, you may hear our dog in the background, but it's okay. He's good. All right. That's it for this one. Y'all have a great one. Be blessed. See you next time.